What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and this video is once again going to be a UI challenge guys. In this video, let's attempt to recreate this screen on the left side. This screen looks like it was done for Flutter cap, that's what the title says, and this was done by a designer called Baz D, so thanks to him. This screen has a lot of interesting components, so I guess this would be a good learning experience. I enjoyed making the screen, and I guess this would be a good learning experience for you guys as well. So let's get down to work. Let's apply the 1369 rule on this screen. So this entire screen will be 1 as usual. Then breaking this down into 3, this will become 1, this will become 2, and this list like thing will become 3. And breaking this down into 6, this will become 1, this will become 2, this will become 3. The small items in this will become 4. The small icons and all this will become 5, and the list designs like the rounding of the images and all that thing will become 6. Okay, I think we can only break it down to 6. We can break it further even, but let's stop at 6. Okay, so we'll try to build it piece by piece and then glue them back together to bring out this entire screen. Okay, and I would also like to apologize for sounding as if I'm talking through a pipe or something. I'm still sick guys. I told this in my previous video as well, right? A lot of people actually have started messaging me directly, telling me to get well soon and then make videos. So I'm really touched by your concern, guys. Thanks for looking out for me. Anyway, let's jump into the screen and let's get this built. So first I have a blank application here, and just on a side note, I don't know what font is this one, guys. I don't know what font he has used here. So if any of you guys know this font, kindly mention it in the comments so that I can add the original font and then push the code to GitHub. So what I'll do is, for this video, I'll simply make use of my famous Montserrat font that I've been using for the past UI designs as well. So the first things first, I'll go ahead and create this nice looking carousel. Okay. So sorry, this was my recorder. Where is the code? Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and copy and paste that entire carousel code here. As I mentioned before, I already made a pretty much detailed video on how to build your own carousel, guys. So I have 4 images, and I have photo index, and I have 2 functions for previous image and next image, right? And yeah, I also need something for showing the image indicator, the current image indicator, this one. All this, once again, I have explained this in pretty much in a detailed way in my previous video. I'll link that video in the description below. Kindly watch it once. Okay, and this code, this carousel code, I'll commit it to GitHub as well and add that link below as well. So even if you wanted to copy and paste this code and follow along with me, you can do so. Now let's get into the scaffold and start building out the screen. Now that we have something for the making the carousel, so we'll start with the body list view so that I can get some scrolling. Shrink wrap true, and children widget column. I'll add a column inside this children. Once again, stack. Now the stack will have children. Okay, that's too much children, right? So container, as usual, height will be some 210 or something like that. Let's start out with 210 and adjust it accordingly. Decoration, box decoration, image decoration, image asset, image photos of photo index. Fine. Fit box fit dot cover. Fine. Now we have a nice container inside the stack that will display the image for us. We just need to finish off the carousel. We need to place an image indicator, and we also need something else, right? These 2 buttons we need. This is a back arrow icon at the top and should we use an app bar with a transparent? Oh no, without using an app bar I think it will be much easier to just use a row main axis alignment dot space between will provide an equal space between the children of the row. That is, one child, if there are two children, one child will be placed at the one far end and the other child will be placed at the other far end of the screen. If there are three, then the space will be divided equally. That is, the third child will be placed at the center, and so on and so forth. So space between children widget icon button start arrow back iOS. Fine. Colors dot white on pressed. Fine. Now we have that nice looking button on the left side. I'll do one more button. This will be a favorite, but this will take a pink color since this is pink color. So I'll just give pink. Okay. Now we have those two buttons on the top of the image as well. The next thing we need to do is we need to place that this one, right? Some stars providing some ratings and some rating value, and the image indicator, which is the currently selected image and how many images are present. So we'll go ahead and do that. For that I'll use a positioned widget. Okay, since this is a stack, after this row I'll go ahead and use a positioned widget. Inside this I'll row children icon start star colors dot amber. The last one was gray color, right? Yeah, the last one was gray color, and then small value, and then the photo indicator. Oh, can zoom, and then the photo indicator. So I need to, after this I need to, in the same row I'll just give sized box with will be some 2.0. a small with text will be 4.0. colors dot white. Okay, and weight will be font weight dot bold. Fine. So I have this 4.7. Actually there are just 4 stars. Why is this showing 4. We will have it as 4.0. that makes that makes a logical sense, right? And then we need to get this nice looking indicator as well. So to get that indicator, we already have the thing that will build it for us, right? So after that, sized box with 4.0 selected photo index number of dots photos dot length. Okay. Okay, this will provide us with the indicator as well. Let's just run this once and see whatever we have written so far, how this works. Okay. Alright, now you can see that a nice looking carousel appears on the top, and then we have that rating on the bottom along with the indicator, right? And we also have the nice pink icon, heart icon on the top right, and the back button on the top left as well. Alright, now in our previous carousel, if you remember, we used a couple of buttons called previous and next at the below the images, and tapping on those buttons took us to the next and previous images respectively, right? But in this case we can't do that. We don't have a chance of having any buttons like that, right? So how are we going to navigate between these images? Let's see that now. Alright, now that you have this positioned widget, you can give I changed this to 180, guys. Previously it was 100, right? I changed it to 180 so that the stars and the the rating indicator and the current image indicator moved a little bit down, just in case someone was following the code along with me. I just wanted to mention this. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, we need to do the previous and next image navigation, right? So in order to do that, we can't have any buttons. So what I'll do is, when I'm tapping on the left side of the image should take me to the previous image. Okay, when I'm tapping on the left side of the carousel, it should take me to the previous image. When I'm tapping on the right side of the carousel, it should take me to the next image. Let's have a simple system like that. But there shouldn't be any buttons on that particular carousel as well, right? So what we'll do is, we'll put a container there and then give colors, color as colors.transparent. I'll show you how to do it in a easier way. So yeah, just watch. So this is where the row ends, right? And those two should be placed above the image, and the rating indicator and the current image indicator should be placed above the gesture detectors, right? So after this, I'll do a gesture detector. This gesture detector, what it will do is container height. It should be the same height as the image container. So 210. Sorry. And with media query dot of context dot size dot width, so that it occupies the entire width of the screen. And I also need to do a colors dot transparent. Fine. Now just do a on tap. Okay, and there will be a same gesture detector, but this will be half the width of the original gesture detector, half the width of the screen. You know why I'm doing this, right? This gesture detector will be overlaid on top of this gesture detector, but it will have only half the width of the screen. That is, it will cover only half the carousel. So when the user taps on the left half of the carousel, he or she should be taken to the previous image, whereas if he taps on the right side of the carousel, he should be taken to the next image. You understand the concept here, right? This is the gesture detector that's covering the entire carousel, guys, and tapping on that will take us to the next image. This is a gesture detector that is overlaid on top of this gesture detector, but it covers only half the width of the screen. You understand why I did that, right? So that the left half will correspond to the previous image and the right half will correspond to the next image, right? So let's test this now. Let's see if this actually works. Alright, now I have a nice looking carousel, the same carousel. Let's just try tapping on the right side and see if this moves a bit to, moves to the next image. Wow, it works perfectly, right? If I tap on the left, it moves to the previous image, as you can see here. Obviously, I can't show you the tapping action, right? Anyway, it works perfectly, guys. If I tap on the left side, it will automatically take me to the previous. You can watch the image indicator, right? I'm tapping on the right side, it's taking me to the next image. I'm tapping on the left side, it's taking me to the previous image. So both of our gesture detectors present on the carousel work fine, right? So we just finished this part. Now let's do this part. Okay, this part is entirely text. I don't think, what's this thing, some line kind of thing. Okay, we'll ignore this. I don't know why this is present, so that's the reason why I'm saying we'll ignore this. Anyway, we'll this is just 4 lines of text, guys, so I'll simply run through this and then we'll concentrate on this. Okay, alright guys, now that we have done the carousel, let's go ahead and finish off the texts. So after the stack, I'll come out of the stack. Now that the carousel is over, there is no need for a stack, right? Text is nothing but simply 4 lines, so what's the point of having a stack now? Come out of the stack. Now I'm writing directly inside the column. Okay, this column, remember, right? The first child of this column was a stack, and inside the stack we have done all this, and I'm writing the next child. That's it. Sized box height 15.0 and container padding edge insets dot only left 2.2. We'll have some padding to the left, and child once again column cross axis alignment dot start. If you don't use it like this, since this entire thing is being written inside a list view, it will automatically try to place each and every thing in the center. Okay, so you just take the cross axis alignment and write it as start, align it as start. So in that way it will automatically bring it to the left, and in this case we have given a padding 20, so it will be somewhere around so this padding will be applied and this left align will be maintained. That's the only reason why I use this cross axis alignment dot start. A simple tip. Okay, and children widget text fine. We have now done this. Open now until 7 p.m. Let's start with this cinnamon snail. So after this text, once again a sized box height 15.0 text. This text is done as well. Now the third one, 17th Street and Union Square East, and I have a small icon like thing here and some 400 feet away. This is gray and this is somewhat black, right? These two are somewhat black, not exactly black but somewhat black with an opacity maybe. Okay, so after that text I'll simply do once again sized box height 10.0 and a row. Inside this row, children what was the text? 17th Street and Union Square East. Fine, now we have done this. Now we need to do this. Okay, so inside the row the next will be a sized box as usual. Okay, and after that icon start location on icon start location on and sized box once again with 5.0 what was that, 400 feet away, font weight dot bold, and this row is now over, and we just have this fourth line, location confirmed by 3 users today. So after this row I'll add another sized box height some 7.0 and another row icon start Wi-Fi color start green sized box with 4.0. Alright, let's just run this now and see whether all these 4 appear as we wanted it to appear. Alright, now our application, it already looks too good, right? We have all the 4 texts that we want. Maybe we should have increased the space between the image carousel and the first line, the open now line. Other than that, we have all the 4 text the way we want it. Location confirmed by 3. We'll ignore this line. We'll add this featured items and then we'll start on this list like thing. Okay. I don't think we can use a list for this. We'll do that. Let's go ahead and do this now, the featured items. So once again, sized box height, contain. Okay, we just added the featured items. After that, I'll add a sized box. We'll start with the list. How does the list look? Let me have a look at it once again. There is a small thing here and these items look similar to each other, right? So sized box, height, since those items looks, I'll just simply hard code those items just for a demonstration purpose. Okay, so I'll write a function widget build list item. First we have a image inside a square box with rounded edges on one side, and then we have some padding and then a text, a title like text, and a small something like that, and then a price point, right? Alright, this should be fairly easy, I think. Container height, image will be asset image picture, and fit will be box fit dot cover. Fine. So now we have this image and we are simply passing in an image to this function, and that will be displayed inside that particular box. Now that we have the image ready, we need to slightly round off the edges of these two alone. So in order to do that, border radius dot only top right, radius dot circular, I'll give some 10, and bottom right, once again radius dot circular, I'll give some 10. Fine. Now top right and bottom right will be rounded. These two need not be taken care of since these will be to the edge of the screen. This will be sticking to the edge of the screen. Now there is a small padding here, and then text starts here. So what I can do is, after this container, I'll add a sized box 10.0 and container so that it follows this, it has this exact same size of the image as well. Okay, child column cross axis alignment dot start. Fine. And you know what, I'll simply run through this, guys. I'll simply cut here and then show you guys the, because all we are going to be doing is creating these three texts, which will be exactly similar to what we did here, text and then textile, and then this text and textile and some sized box in between. That's it. So what's the point of showing the same thing again? I'll cut the recording here and then take you to the finished screen. Okay. Alright, now I have written the text as usual, as you can see here. Now I have broken this text into two and written like this. Don't do this, okay? I am just doing this for a demonstration purpose. You need to find out a way to wrap the text when it exceeds the screen width. Okay, don't just simply break it down and write it like this, just like what I have done here. This is simply for a demonstration purpose, okay? Then I'll use this build list item function here. After this sized box, build list item photos of 0, one, 2, 3. Okay, I'll save this. Let's run this and see what happens. Hopefully it should go fine. And if it goes fine, that's the end of our design. Let's see what happens. Alright, let's see what happens. Wow, our app loaded fine, right? Let's try scrolling this. Wow, it looks really good, right? We have almost exactly replicated this entire design except this single line, I think everything. Oh, this Wi-Fi signal is to the right, right? I mean, it's to the right. It's somewhat different. It's slanted to one side, whereas our Wi-Fi signal is straight. Anyway, forget that. Our design looks really good on the mobile device, guys, right? We have created, and it obviously the carousel works fine as well, as you can see here. So yeah, guys, this is what I wanted to show you guys today. This is how you can almost replicate any design you want. I mean, as a next step, kindly take any design you want from Dribble. Start out with simple designs, so take it and then try to replicate the entire thing using Flutter. If you need any help or if you are getting stuck somewhere, kindly comment below so that I can try to help you out. So yeah, guys, this is what I wanted to show you guys today. Hit like if you really like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you really like what I'm doing on this channel. I make around 4 to 5 videos per week, and one of those videos will be based on either UI stuff or animation stuff. Animation stuff alone I can run an entire channel. That much content is, and the engine of Flutter is that much powerful. I mean, Flutter has a really powerful engine to run all those animations at 60 frames per second. So I have barely scratched the surface. I am talking as if I am an expert on animations or something, but I have barely scratched the surface. Still, I can understand the power of the engine behind Flutter. So yeah, I mean, the point is, subscribe to my channel, guys. I'll make more cool videos like this. If you found this video helpful, kindly share it with someone and help them too. Kindly retweet if you find this video on Twitter. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.